Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 21. This is episode number 10 of our Worst First series. In this one, we're approaching the late part of the season. It's nearly the end of August, so just about a month to go. 56 and 76 is our record. 20 games below 500, well out of the playoffs. We're not mathematically eliminated yet, but we will be quite soon. But here's the teams that are looking likely to make the playoffs right now. The Yankees have a 4-game lead over the Rays and one more game ahead of the Red Sox in the AL East. In the Central, it's the Twins at 70 and 62, 5 games clear of the White Sox. In the West, the Astros, comfortable lead, 83 and 47, best record in the AL. The Angels, 76 and 56, have the second best record in the AL, so they clearly lead the wild card by a pretty wide margin. The Rays currently sit in the second wild card with the Red Sox 1 game back, and it really looks most likely to be a race between those two, but there is enough time in the season still that the White Sox, Indians, or even the A's could go on some sort of significant run. The A's are a little bit too far back for that, for my liking, and the Indians are going to have to be crazy hot if that's going to happen. They have lost 3 straight, so they were 62 and 65 just a few games ago. In the National League, it's the Braves at 78 53, massively clear of the rest of the division. Nobody else is above 500. The Brewers 71 and 59, game and a half clear of the Cardinals. Cardinals looking pretty good right now, but the Pirates are just a few games back. It's a pretty tight division, as it fairly often is. The NL West, the Dodgers are way ahead of everybody else in baseball. 94 and 39, about a 71% win record. That's up there. Padres are 76 and 54, and they lead the wild card. It is their division that also has the third. So the NL West is dominating the National League this season, with the Rockies in the second wild card currently. Cardinals looking like the only team that might be close enough, but the Pirates, again, enough of a run could keep them in it. Reds and Nationals aren't even that far back, and neither are the Cubs. Cubs are last place in the NL Central, and they are far from eliminated at this point. So the NL wild card is a much tighter race at this point. I mean, we're looking at 8 games to the Mets, while it's 8 games to the Indians here. So quite a few positions difference. Now, for me, the race that matters is the race to the first draft pick. We're looking at that opposite end. At the bottom. Right now, the Marlins are the clear favorites to get the first pick. 5 games, actually 6 games, worse than the Orioles. So fully expect that they'll pick up the first pick. The Orioles definitely seem to be a level below as well, so they're likely to have the second pick. After that, though, it's a race between Arizona and San Francisco. In the National League, maybe the Phillies, and just into that mix, and then the Rangers, the Royals, myself, the Tigers, Blue Jays, and the A's and Indians not too far off from that. So the mid-55s, right now the Rangers would luck out. Just a half game behind me, and yet they'd have the third pick overall, while we could, a win or 2 more, be all the way down at, what would that be? You got 3, 6, we'd be around the 9th pick. A couple wins, and we jump to the 9th pick versus potentially the 3rd pick. So massive congestion here between the 3rd and 9th pick, and really the Phillies not that far out, or the A's, or the Indians, or even the Mets. Yeah, you count game by game by game, and it gets tight. But that's the big thing to watch out for going forward. Quick check-in on the team. Let's look at the pitching staff first. Marco Gonzalez, just 5-13 record for him. That part's not looking so good, but he is 2 wins above a replacement. That 1.46 whip isn't great. ERA 5.38. Graveman has really stepped up here later in the season. We were looking to get rid of him just over a month ago, and he's improved his ERA by a full run. Kikuchi's not doing great at 4.74, but Murphy really good since getting called up. 18 games, he's 6-6. He's the only one on the team that's 500, at least among the starters. And so starters, if we were a half run better, imagine how many more games we would be able to win if we were just a half run better. And in terms of the bullpen, Austin Adams struggling at a 6.75. But he's given up as many runs as he's given up hits. It's long balls that he's given up a bit too much of, and walks, but he really doesn't look that bad. And in terms of wins above replacement, you can see kind of as a whole, pitching staff's not doing that bad. It's down here where you get into it. We have had, let's see here, Tom Murphy's down to a 198 average. That's really bad. Austin Nolan just came off the disabled list, and he's done well since coming back. He's picked up a few points. He's at a 253. Now, the guy we called up, whose name escapes me at the moment, actually played pretty well, but it's late in the season. We're not playing for much, so I'm okay with keeping him. Vogelbach is struggling right at 200. Evan White's done significantly better than Vogelbach since he got called up. He actually has a positive, not to a full 1, but in 97 games, 96 starts, he's done pretty well for himself. OPS 743 is not great. It's not good, but it's less bad compared to a lot of the guys around him. D. Gordon actually hitting 312, but he's got a terrible OPS. That's all he's done is 312. I mean, you can see slugging and on base, neither one of them is a significant improvement at all. He's had 18 stolen bases, but he's been caught 10 times. Shed Long is cold right now, so his average has dropped a bit. Kyle Seegers has dropped off. J.P. Crawford has been awful. I really would like to find a shortstop replacement next season, because his defense isn't great either. Malik Smith, 75 stolen bases. That's insane. That is up there with the all-time greats, and he led the league by a lot when it was at 50. Braden Bishop has 19. Mechaniger has 2. Back to these stats. Bishop hitting just 215. Mechaniger hitting just 200. Kyle Lewis doing pretty well at 272 and actually has the highest OPS at just 842. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. This is where we're really hurting, is our lineup. Massively. Kyle Lewis coming along. Got some pieces to move. Going into future seasons, we definitely need some young guys coming up. And there are at least a couple. There are certainly a couple of guys give us a little more than what we have right now. I mean, Vogelbach in the DH, that's bad. I mean, honestly, that's bad. Let's go ahead and move forward. 56, 76. Couple wins there. Nice little streak going. But this is already... We're kind of at that time where I'd rather see us lose. I'm starting to get to the let's root against us right now, just because of that compact, right? If we only had maybe one position to play for in the standings, then I'd be like, go us, yay, come on, let's win. But we're already at the bottom. We're already out of contention. We're not playing for anything except for... There you go. Marlon's first one's out. You want to see us slip down, because here's kind of suggesting that we might be 7th or 8th. I'd really like to see us get, 3rd or 4th and get somebody excellent in the draft. We need it. We need it. Big time. Roster expansion is coming. It's a great time to bring up young players. Great time to bring up some young players. D. Gordon getting worse, though his I rating, that's just potential on both of those. I don't know, it's current and potential. So I rating moved up a little bit, but his contact's starting to go down, so that's going to make him even worse. Very much a player that we just cannot get rid of and we're stuck with, and he might not make it out of spring training next season. Very well might not. Depends on how much of a backup he is, and he's good at second, bad at center, and has no other positions, so I don't think he's going to offer us much. Carter Binns, okay, overall rating goes up to 1.5 stars. Maybe we could look at the deeper report as well. So Sierra is really stepping it up. That's nice. McMillan, steady improvement, goes to potential rating of 2 stars. Just a reliever for him. Kyle Seager, current potential contact drops from 45 to 40. Overall potential ratings, though, back to 3 stars. Johan Ramirez, current stuff goes from a 65 to a 70, but his overall rating drops. Makes very little sense. Clausen is down to 2 stars. Alright, well, roster expansion. They've changed rules on this. Was it last year? This year? It's a little different. I think it was last year. New rules, and I haven't had a chance to really get to know that new rule. Roster expansion took effect at midnight. Clips Cross and MLB were given the opportunity to add additional players already on their 28-man rosters. Beginning of the playoffs, rosters go back to their normal size. Doesn't say anything about what that's going to do in terms of using options, because that's always been the thing, is you play them in September, but then the next year they start back down to AAA and you use up an option. It looked like it was handled a little differently, but I can't say for sure. So, kind of begs the question on what to do. Vogelbach, as bad as he's been, he's got 25 homers. Shedlong, 70 RBI, but that's all we've managed. 77 stolen bases for Alex Smith. It's crazy. Good news, Rangers have gotten a little bit hot and have moved ahead of us. We're back down to last place in the division. And at least in the American League, we're exactly the same as the Royals and Tigers. Oh, no, sorry, we're a half game ahead of the Royals and Tigers. Half game behind the Blue Jays. Still very tight. Currently, the team is 14th in runs scored, so we dropped a place. OPS is last. What's above replacement is 14th. Stolen bases leading the way. It's the one thing we've done really well. Base running overall is 7th with what we've gained from it. Bullpen doing really good, 4th best. Even the starters aren't that bad. Pitching looks to be about 10th or 11th. Well, we're about 14th in batting. That's just in the league. Alright, so how are we looking? The Rainiers, yeah, they're not doing so good either. Arkansas AA is doing okay. None of our teams, not one is over 500. We got a few that are close, but not one is over 500. That shows you how far we have to go. We might have some good prospects. But we are absolutely still missing some pieces here. Okay, so guys from here that are in AAA. Okay, Blyer. He's already spent time. Yeah, he's already spent time up, so let's bring him up. And he could help us. I don't need him to help us. Never mind. I don't want to win. Fraley. Do we want to bring up Fraley? Fraley, talk to me. How you doing? Young guy, 2.5 stars, has potential. He's already on a major league contract. He played last September. Only hit a 150. So, even though he played last September, he started this year in AA. That's where he was. He hit 272 there, and I brought him up to AAA just because he was ready. And actually, since coming up to AAA, he's done better. Quite a bit better. Plenty of extra base hits. 19 doubles, 12 homers, 43 RBI, 79 on the year. That's better than all my guys at the major league level. Let's do it. Looking at his contract, though, right? This is that thing that I'm confused about. It did use up an option, but he has got to be ready. I think he's going to be our starting center fielder next season, most likely. So let's go ahead and bring up Jake Fraley. Ooh, 28's the max. Okay, so it's not just bring up anybody. So Fraley's up. There's Cal Raleigh, who actually was doing better than the guys that are up there. 311. It was only 45 at bats. It's a pretty small sample size, but he is an option. And outside of maybe an extra starter, like bringing Walker back up, that wouldn't hurt us if we brought Walker up as an extra pitcher, and he wouldn't necessarily do anything or more, right? You bring one of these two guys back up. We've already used their option on this year. So I'm leaning towards Walker or Moore. Three guys that have all spent some time. Galrali is the one to develop. So let's go ahead and bring him back up. Alright, now we need another catcher at AAA now, I think. No, that's right. I brought up an extra guy. And when I sent Rally down a couple weeks ago, I did not bring up, I didn't send an additional guy down. AA roster has just 19, and our high A has just 18 on it right now, so maybe we need to move a couple pieces up here late in the season. Infield's good. Outfield's not. Just 3 outfielders. And just 2 outfielders. Wait, excuse me. Okay, you got 5 here. And Hall's doing good. So Hall, you're gonna go to AA. Okay, that gives us 4 outfielders, and that's enough to get the job done. And we still only have 2 here. There's 4 here. None of them are good prospects. So what do we have down here? 4 guys kind of in a similar situation. Wow, I only have 3? Out of all these players, I only have 3 here. What about... Okay, this is where we're hoarding all the outfielders. I already have 2 left fielders. Let's see, you are 289. Okay, you're gonna go to the High A Modesto team. And then they need a right fielder. I think Fields might be our guy for that. Or do we want to bring up one of these? 236, 219. How are you doing? 235, hitting 174. Fields is hitting 281. Okay, so you're going to go to High A Modesto. Yeah, not quite developed yet. That's okay. Late season. You've got 4. You've got 4. Now you've only got 2. So let's bring you an extra player. Rookie League. It's not a promotion, it's essentially the same level. We're just a little overloaded on some of these guys. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna see about offloading each other way. 24, 25. What's the hashtag? Rule 5 draft eligible. 364. It's got a 533, 265. Anybody that's really bad and older. It's only played 1 game, but I'm gonna just start to release these guys. Let's see, some of these guys have never even played. Played last year, hasn't played this year. Hasn't played at all. Alright, that's a little bit in the thinning category. Let's go ahead and push to next week now. Brought up our 3 guys. And we continue to struggle. I like it. Just now grabbing our 60th win. I'm looking to lose, okay? Okay, I know, it's weird. It's weird. Welcome to American sports. We should be facing relegation and fighting for our lives with a AAA ball club looking to come up in our place. Since that's not the case, we slip down. And that's what I'm looking for. What do we have? I want to see. Just how bad we're doing now. Yeah, look at that. We moved into that 3rd spot. Going to Disneyland. Oh wait, no. It's going to take more than that. Baltimore is mathematically eliminated now, and they're 7 games back, so 6.5 behind us. Not happening. Definitely not happening. But 3rd is ideal at this point. Tigers, Royals need to do a little bit more. Rangers, Blue Jays doing just enough. I think we're far enough back from the A's that they're no longer a threat. The Mets, the Cubs, they're clear. Phillies are still there. They're struggling. The Phillies are definitely struggling right now. So the Phillies, Giants, Arizona, that's still 3 teams. And there's still about 4 other teams here. So there's still 7 teams battling it out with us. So that's 8 for that 3rd spot. So that's more teams than it was. I mean, that's 11 teams that are really close now. We've guaranteed a losing season. We are mathematically eliminated now. Oh, nice. Just 1 win. Just 1 win. Red Sox. Go Sox. Sorry, can't stand the Yankees. You've heard me say that. That's my enemy. That's the money bags that I can't stand. Houston. Magic number is still 2, so they've guaranteed a playoff spot. I believe is what the Z is for. And we are among a number of teams now eliminated. But we are also slipping down the order a little bit. So is Arizona. Arizona are equal with us. So 3, 4, 5, 6 are right there. 7 on back are starting to slip back. So that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. We have how many games? 12 to play. Seattle out of time, out of playoffs. th consecutive. Injury, day to day. Okay, I'll be fine. Wow, somehow in the power rankings we're not going down. 12 to go. 12 to go. Come on now. Keep on losing. Keep on losing. Oof. Ouch. No, no, no. Stop winning. Don't win. Don't win. We're winning. We won some games there. It took like 3 out of 4. Something like that. And yet we dropped to 28th. A little odd. Okay. Okay, yeah. We're back into third. Tigers 4, Arizona 5. Kansas City still close enough in 6. The other teams all have 69 wins. That's 5 above us with 6 games to play. So we're looking good now for at least top 5. Or top 6 anyway. Let's go one day at a time here. We've been holding pretty steady at 3 out of 7, by the way. More teams eliminated. Oh, now we have 6 to play. I thought we already had 6 to play. No! Don't you win? Don't you win? Let's go one more day and see where we're at. Ouch! Come on, stop winning. Why? Why are you winning? It's not good. Oh, this would be really bad if we go from 3rd to like 7th in the last few days of the season. We've moved ahead of Detroit. 5-5 now in the last 10. And we moved ahead of Arizona. So we have gone from 3rd to 5th in the last 2 days. Everybody else is now out of the picture though. So we're going to be 3, 4, or 5. Almost guaranteed here anyway. At LA, at the Angels. Okay. What's going on? Postseason, they're 60 and 80. I'm confused. There is nobody on the injured list. Not quite sure what they're trying to tell me there. Boston into the postseason. 3 games left to play. And we've won way too many of them. Exactly 1 game ahead of Detroit. And we're level with the Diamondbacks. Okay, this is a loss. That's an important loss. But nothing's changed. Tigers have lost 6 straight. And we now have 2 games left in the season. At this point, we need Detroit to win both. We need to lose both. We need Arizona to win one of them to get back up into the back to the 3rd pick. No matter if we win both games, we're not going to get anything lower than the 5th pick, though. So at least there's that. But with the 3rd pick available, I still much prefer to lose the next game. one more day, and then we'll check in on not just our battle for what position we're going to get, but I'm going to check in on everybody else as well. 66 and 95. We did lose, but so did the Tigers. Come on, Arizona. Ah, jeez. Those two have a much longer losing streak than we do. Between the two of them, they've lost 11 straight. So final day of the season. And we're going to be looking to lose, folks. Looking to lose. I was planning on showing the last game of the season. Oh, at Texas. That's not an easy one. They're not looking to win either. But you know what? We'll do the quick sim. We'll skip a bunch of innings and see where we're at late in this game. So who do we have? Alex Smith, Cold, Shedlong, Jake Freely, bat third. How's he doing? By the way, his OPS is pretty dang good. Hitting 325. Chaniger, Vogelbach, Evan White, Kyle Seeger, J.P. Crawford, Tom Murphy, and Puck is pitching. Okay, we're going to, let's see, yeah, wow, look at how good they are compared to us. How are we even neck and neck with Texas for half the season? Alright, so we're going to skip a bunch of innings, and let's go to the 5th inning, see how we're doing. We lead 1-0 with the only 2 hits of the game so far. Okay. To the 7th inning. And we lead 4-2. The 5th was a big one. Both teams scoring 2 runs. We grab another run in the 6th. Fraley is hot now. He's having a good day. And he's looking pretty balanced. Jake Fraley now looking like a 3 overall. At least he is currently. Tom Murphy is up. We grab another run. We lead by 3. Not good. We need a loss here, guys. We need a loss. Come on, Texas. Come on. They still only have 2 hits on the day. No runs in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th. Nothing for Texas here. Last chance to put the game away. We don't. It's 3 runs. Scott Heineman at bat. Heineman is... Oh, they're down at the bottom of their lineup. They're 8-9 hitters. Heineman drives that one into left center. He's going to turn that into 2. Easily, so Texas, rally caps on. And the 9-hitter. Can he move the runner over? No, he's going to waste the at-bat with a pop-up to left. He'll tag, have a look, take a couple steps, but there's no chance he's going from second to third. Down the left field line like that, that's an easy throw out. So with 1 out, and a runner on second, we go to the top of the order. Elvis Andrus hitting 291 this season, 22 homers, 90 RBI. Dang. Look at that top of the order. Those 3 guys killing it. Andrus, line drive into left center, but too much to left field. Nearly had himself a double. As hard as that ball was hit. And the season is down to this. Danny Santana. Great power, good contact. 296, 29 homers, 93 RBI. He's a guy that can be struck out, but he's got great speed. Even better against righties. Will the season be done, or will he keep it alive and keep Texas in this game? It's up the middle. It's through. That's going to score the first. No. Conservatively, they pull back. They don't want to get thrown out at the plate when they need 3 runs. And so, runners on the corners, 2 out. And here is Joey Gallo with a power of 80 against right-handers. Eye is 75. Man, oh man. He's only hit 252, but he's got 57 home runs, 148 RBI, and he looks more likely to either tie the game with 1 swing of the bat or have the season be done. And he's going to crank this one down the line. It's going to drop fair. That gets in there, Haniger. Poor defense there. You figure that's a sure out, but instead it drops 1 hops, and there you go. It's 5-3. Texas still alive, but 2 outs, and we're getting down. Calhoun actually still looks pretty good. Willie Calhoun, pinch hitter. Okay, he's a pinch hitter. No wonder. I was going to say, I didn't think past Gallo we had something, but yeah, the pinch hitter coming in at the plate. He's got 109 RBI, 28 homers, hitting 281. Really good contact and pretty good power and eye. I mean, that's a solid hitter. I don't have anything like that. So Willie Calhoun has a real chance here to keep this thing going. And anything in the gap could be enough to tie the game. A homer would be a walk-off. But I'll definitely be looking to keep the game alive. No! Unfortunately, we jammed him. And he just sent a lazy ground ball back to the pitcher for the easy out. And the season is done. Unfortunately, we do win this game. So our only hope is Arizona has the exact same record we do by winning their game on the final day, and we get the 4th pick ahead of them. Otherwise, we're looking at either the 4th or the 5th pick. Alex Smith suspended. For what? Bench clearing. Did we have a bench clearing brawl in that game? Are we fighting to lose? Why aren't you winning? Bam, bam, bam. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and see the other damage. So, Red Sox. Yankees do get wild card. Twins are in. Astros and the Angels with the other wild card. So Angels will host the Yankees in the wild card match. Detroit lost again, so they lost 8 straight. And Arizona lost 5 straight, so that means we'll have the 5th pick in next year's draft. At least it didn't drop to the 9, 10, 11 kind of range. 5th pick is certainly still a good place to get a good pick. So we end up at 67 and 95. 67 and 95. Let's take a look at some team history. And 67 and 95 is better than their first season, but only by a few games. Equal on their 3rd. And how many other times? There's a 67-95. They haven't been worse. Well, early in their history, they were definitely worse than that pretty often. But since good things started happening in 95, 96. From there, 67 and 95. 2010 was worse. 2011 was identical. And that's it. But honestly, this team probably could have lost more games than it did. I mean, we should have been 66 and 96. Brought in more fans. That's good. Payroll was 73. Balance 12 million. Okay. So, definitely not a good season, but struggling a little bit down the stretch was just enough to at least keep us up at 5th. I mean, I think we were down to 6th or 7th, so I'll take it. But if you're going to be 5th, no, we were definitely 5th because Arizona lost. Definitely not the way we wanted to end. Evan White, Shed Long both hit 258. Malik Smith 255, so very close. None of those guys are average. I mean, do you figure average for the league has got to be somewhere in the 260s range. Vogelbach hit the most home runs, but was terrible otherwise. Shedlong, Seager were okay. Malik Smith with his 84 stolen bases has got to be the lead around the league. Figure he's got to be. Mookie Betts 341. Stolen bases. There we go. Yeah, 84. 40 more than Tucker. 40 clear of the second best in the league. So Malik Smith might have only hit 255. But he really did a number with those stolen bases. 84 stolen bases, 85 runs scored. So look for him to stay in the lineup going forward. Caught stealing was 18, but with 84 stolen bases, that's not a bad percentage. Guy was aggressive, really aggressive. I'm not seeing any other underlined anything, so we don't have any guys in the top 7 outside of Malik Smith with his stolen bases. Pitching wise, though, we were definitely better at pitching than we were with our offense. So, losses. Hey, there you go. Marco Gonzalez, 18 losses, and Kikuchi had 17. Okay, well, at least we're on top somewhere. Puck, 109 walks. Kikuchi, 87 walks. Oh, man. So we were top of the league in three stats. At least we topped the league in stolen bases because the other two, not places you want to be on top. Definitely not. Puck, the only guy in all of baseball with 100 walks this season. And even threw in 9 extra free bases. So, yeah. Okay. That's going to do it for this season. Next episode, we will take a look at the playoffs briefly and then move forward from there. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Be safe out there, everybody. Bye for now.